Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. Hello and welcome, everybody, to tonight's fantastic dinosaur action featuring the classic fantastic dinosaur action. Ripjaw Raptor has returned in the sideboard to begin with. We'll go over exactly why that is, as it usually is for me, at least. Stampede Dinosaurs, a Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, playing that in arena, devastating many opponents, many wide ranges of opponents. Oh, no. It's all lovely stuff. Hopefully everybody's having a good night, good morning, evening, afternoon, whenever it is, wherever it is, and it's certainly been feeling quite nice. A little bit overkill with the other sort of recent additions, classic old ones. Man, for 3.5 years, 4 years, every single day, it was always Otepec Huntmaster, Marauding Raptor. These are still my best friends, pretty much. And also Ripjaw Raptor here. But I moved away from them because there are a lot of decks that take out small creatures. You must admit. Either you play them or you face them. Fatal Push, stuff in red, white. You get the idea. So if I don't need these particular creatures, these two guys in, it felt good. With the namesake Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, requiring 8 mana. How do we get there? As always with Sunken Citadel, 2 of them, 4 mana for a land with an activated ability. That 4 mana goes to Castle Garenbrig's ability to make 6. Then you sprinkle in some more lands. You grab them with Sylvan Scrying, the part of the land that you need, but also oftentimes I'm able to make 6, sometimes 7 on turn 4 with the Sunkens and a bunch of other stuff and Castle Garenbrig. So if a Marauding Raptor has snuck in there on turn 2 or turn 3, a Huntmaster maybe on turn 2, Marauding on turn 3. So we're sitting at a crazy good reduction, possibly able to make 6 mana on turn 4 with Sunken, maybe 2 forests and a Castle Garenbrig. 6 mana we can cast Ghalta because we have 1 Huntmaster, 1 Marauding. Both of those are reducing Ghalta by 1 each, and it's so lovely. It's not often I cast multiple creatures, multiple dinosaurs in a turn, but I must admit, in a couple cases it has been nice. Able to play a Regisaur Alpha plus a Carnage Tyrant. If there's 2 reduction for every single dinosaur, Carnage costing 4, Regisaur costing 3, right there that's 7 mana, which is, a cakewalk to make. If I can make normally 8 for Ghalta regularly without the cost reduction, I mean, it's feeling pretty good. But with these, we'll get to the thumbnail sake of tonight, Ripjaw Raptor. It's mostly in because I'm also using Marauding and Huntmaster, filling in a nice early option if I do when I face off against aggro. It seems to be pretty popular common, at least for tonight. But I bring it in, boom, we go Huntmaster on turn 2, Ripjaw on turn 3. We have a lovely body to block, maybe trade with somebody. But if they don't have anything big enough to trade with it, I don't think they're going... Oh, I did it again. I don't think we're going to be, seeing any aggression from the opponent. They won't be attacking into this. Blocking, drawing a card doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Lovely stuff, and I'm aiming, if we face off against aggro, Carnage Tyrant out, Ripjaw Raptor in, possibly trim Tyrranax Rex. Ripjaw Raptor, being 4 power, does trigger off of Vaultborn Tyrant, which is also quite nice indeed. But I must admit, I do like the haste of Tyrranax Rex versus the not haste from Carnage Tyrant. All depends what we face. If one feels a little bit better, I must admit I've been facing a wide range of stuff. Tainted Remedy still in there, the medicine against Amalia Explore. Whew, lovely. Stop the life gain, but even better, you drain them. That's what you want to be doing. Leyline of Sanctity as always. And if you're going to target me, well, you're not now, because I have hexproof. You can't. You just can't. And 3 copies of Damping Sphere. I was thinking of maybe 4. But I wanted the 4 copies of Ripjaw, so that's what I did there. Trimmed off a Damping Sphere. Have no fear. I say we jump right into it, and well, it's going to be good. Pretty much as aggressive as possible. Now you could make the case for maybe some other creature, early creature that ramps or cost reduces, that is a little bit more durable. Maybe. Paradise Druid is certainly an option. 1 in a green for a 2/1 hexproof. And you can tap it for a mana of any color, but the opponent does get to target it when it's tapped. You just leave it untapped until the turn that you need its mana, which is, you know, sometimes a couple turns later after you play it. Oh, looks like it might be something aggressive with that Helena and Elena avatar there. Some sort of Gruul variation is my bet. I want to maintain Ghalta. Should be alright. And Palani's Hatcher costing 5. We could get Marauding Raptor to supercharge and get Palani's Hatcher down where we might not have otherwise, which is also very, very nice indeed. Oh, they got some shenanigans. Oh, it's whatchamacallit. You know what, we'll go with Sunken Citadel. We could have played Marauding, but Marauding wouldn't have powered out Palani's Hatcher on the very following turn. Oh, again. Jeskai Control. I faced off against a Jeskai Control. Oh, no. Interesting. Transmogrify. Some sort of shenanigans are going on here. Absolutely. The question is, what would it be? I imagine it's going to be countered or killed, pretty much guaranteed. The opponent does have 3 mana, so... Oh, it's Quitorius combo. A Damping Sphere is a pretty good counter to that. Okay, where's that concede button? Get her ready. Oh boy, that was a quick one. Quitorius combo. Discover, for anybody that is not aware. Trumpeting Carnosaur, when it enters the battlefield, they discover 5. They exile cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card with a mana value 5 or less. The only hits that they can get are Quitorius, which discovers with its ability, and then they could hit something that copies Trumpeting Carnosaur. It is only mimics. When they enter, or as they enter as a copy of this, and then they discover, and eventually everybody gets haste and you die. But discover, keep in mind, they cast the thing. Even if they can cast it for free, they can't with the Damping Sphere. That's going to be our ticket out of here. Now they basically focus on just exactly what they're doing. They don't really interact a whole lot. They want to ramp as fast as possible to do their trick, so we're going to mulligan pretty aggressively to stop them. Even though they cast it for free, they would have to pay 1 more, and they try to cast something, they would have to pay 2. The next thing 3. They're going to run out of mana, sometimes immediately, if they've sacrificed all those treasures and whatnot. They've cast the Trumpeting Carnosaur. They have no mana left, so they can't cast the spell that they discovered, which is the entire identity of this deck. Trim 3 Carnage Tyrants? Pretty much. We're going to have to hope to see Damping Sphere, really. That's... I'm just happy I have a good counter to this particular deck. I imagine they have some artifact destruction. Oh, yep, keep 100%. I got 4 lands. It is 3 Castle Garenbrigs, which is pretty funny. But we also got a Sunken Citadel and a Damping Sphere. We should be fine. Now, the unfortunate thing is, Damping Sphere, it does shut off our mana, but it basically cripples this entire deck. If they have some removal for Damping Sphere, we should be okay. That might mean they take their turn off and... Oh, do they have a counter spell? They could cycle something, Creative Outburst, Magma Opus, any number of those painful things. I don't think we're going to see an opening, but we're going to try for something. Anything. Okay, there it is. Good, good, good. Not too bad. I'm just glad I got it down. I felt there might be some level of counter spells, but also maybe they have destruction for it. Okay, oh, this is good stuff. Magma Opus is a card. It certainly is. No, we'll get there. See what they have for this? A counter spell, I imagine, at this point. They haven't cast a whole lot. They don't have Quitorius Can, the recent-ish addition from Outlaws of... Not Outlaws. Lost Caverns of Ixalan. How did I mix that up? My goodness. I must need more coffee. Alright. Keruga, not really doing too much for him. Nice that Regisaur Alpha is still sticking around. Absolutely, the first one gives the second one haste now. Oh boy, I am a little bit worried about those two treasures that the opponent has. But at least we got a good chunk off of them. They're at least below 10. It's going to get a little bit scary for him. I can make 6. If I draw another land, we can play Vaultborn Tyrant, and whew, it's going to be nasty. But if the opponent takes out Damping Sphere, oh boy. Well, they can only cast one thing. They have a treasure. That's all right. And now when they discover, they won't be able to cast anything. Okay, good. Maybe we draw a land here or draw a land next turn. We should be in a very, very good position. We just hit them with everything. Deadly. Oh boy. Yeah, that's okay. Even if they take it out, I get another card draw. Or just kill them.
You have no power here.
The opponent literally, well, they had a little bit of power, but we turned them off. We had to do what we had to do. So we're just going to continue with it. I imagine the opponent, seeing the Damping Sphere, is going to be ready and waiting with a counter spell, a little bit of removal, possibly prioritizing that, and hopefully we see it in the opening hand. Yeah. I hope I don't have to mulligan too much. It is pretty nice though. I only have 3 copies. I could have 4. So seeing one, I'm going to risk it. Could be very nice seeing the Sylvan Scrying drawing into the second land, I hope. And Ghalta to the bottom. Hey, if you have 2 copies of a legendary creature, it's pretty straightforward. All right. Will they have mana untapped? Will they not? Do they have much of any counter spell? That is the ultimate question. Do I want Sunken? They're not going to be doing a whole lot next turn. I say we just get Sunken down. Things could feel pretty good. Sunken always having to enter tapped. We'll just do this. I figured it would be Magma Opus or Creative Outburst to make a treasure. It's now or never. The big turn. Oh boy. Counterspell. That's alright. It's alright. Trumpeting Carnosaur. And you play nothing. Oh, good stuff. You know what, let's go with Sylvan Scrying again. Hopefully we continue to get lucky dodging those counter spells. I like the looks of this. I'm really liking the looks of this. Sadly we can't play Marauding, but I kind of forgot about my own Damping Sphere. Eventually we'll play something good. They want to get enough to pay the extra tax, which they will have 1 mana left over after they cast Trumpeting, I imagine. Oh boy, there it is. Like usual, they make another one. 2/7/6s are going to be a little bit problematic, I must admit. Okay. Whew. Well, we need multiple. Well, a 7/6 and an 8/7 is quite rough. Let me think. Seven power, 8 power. I like Palani Satcher. It gets more power on the board. 5 plus the 3/3. If something goes south, they put a few more counters on Trumpeting Carnosaur. We'll be alright. We'll certainly try and trade with a Trumpeting Carnosaur, but we could mostly be dead, unfortunately. That tends to do the trick. Yeah. Well, we're not coming back from that. Sometimes all you need is a couple big dinosaurs and gets the job done. Unfortunately, it was the opponent having those big dinosaurs. Too little, too late. All right. What's it going to be? Certainly, that was quite a nice change. It's been a long time since I faced Quitorius combo. Quite a while. Bard. I don't know. It could be cats. Selesnya cats. That is absolutely not a keeper, though, with Castle Garenbrig as the only land. Well, there we go. From a bad hand to an absolutely perfect one. Sunken plus a castle plus a Ziatora's Proving Ground, which is a forest type among swamp and mountain, helping castle to enter untapped. It's going to work out perfectly. The only question is, do I keep Sylvan or Archdruid's Charm? You know what? We'll go with Sylvan Scrying. It's going to be turn 1 Sunken, turn 2 Ziatora's, turn 3 Castle. And then hopefully, we get... Well, hopefully they don't counter it. I don't think that's going to be the case. Very interesting from the opponent. Well, if they don't do anything, they're dead next turn. That's how fantastic this can be. We've got Stomping Ground. They spend their mana, they're dead. They're dead.
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Hello, Solar Updraft. You joined at the right time. There you go. Boom. That's what it's all about. Just killing them. Ooh. Well, I certainly dodged the 5-color Spelunking, Scape Shift, World Souls Rage combo, which I forget who mentioned it in the Discord, but if you haven't joined the Discord, do so. This particular deck has been creeping up. It might not be that, but I'm pretty sure it is. They make a bunch of mana, they sacrifice lands, all those lands enter untapped, Lotus Field, and whatnot. Because of Spelunking, lands you control enter untapped, and then they make a bunch of mana and they keep sacrificing. Pretty much they cast the new World Souls Rage, new-ish, from Murders at Karlov, man. I'm losing track now, but either way, they sink all their mana into it for lethal to me, and it's not so fun. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm playing Leyline against this Solar Updraft. The win condition for this Spelunking, Scape Shift, World Souls Rage deck, if they can't target me, they're not doing much. Will they have a little bit of removal? That is the question, though. I think the deck is still probably being tweaked. Some removal, some not. Having removal for the Gruul Slick Shot, more aggressive decks. I don't think they have a whole lot. Nah, I'll trim Huntmaster. Huntmaster could be a dead card in some cases. I play Marauding early, I don't see a Huntmaster, and then I draw into a Huntmaster, and it's not doing anything. Because when I play it, it dies to the 2 damage ping from Marauding. So if anything is going to go away, chances are it might be that Huntmaster, the potentially dead creature. It's not a drawback for me. I use them both. Just use them. You get used to it. Play around it. If you play Marauding Raptor first and then you draw a Huntmaster, chances are the opponent may just use removal on Marauding anyways if it was your first creature, and you might not have to worry. But okay, that's a little bit better. No, one more. Oh, I should have kept the first one. Okay. Well, no, let's not get too excited here. I thought I'd try for something a little bit better. Certainly keeping that first hand with the 3 lands. See how it goes. All is not lost. I've come back from worse. Not much worse. Oh, okay. Well, it's always the push and pull. With a ley line, you want to mulligan aggressively. You see something that's pretty good. Should you just keep it? Should you try for something that's a little bit better with maybe the ley line? It shouldn't be too bad now. With the Sunken, at the very least, Sylvan Scrying to draw. Castle Garenbrig, play it. Archdruids to get the other Sunken. Now we should be looking okay. I'll take it. Oh, a 5-color Golos ramp something. That's not good. Maybe it's not what I was thinking. Hard to say. Okay. Overgrown Tomb is quite nice. But absolutely Archdruid's Charm, there's no question about it. We didn't have any other plays anyways. Get the other Sunken. If we draw Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant, it is going to be pretty problematic for the opponent. Now if they have land destruction, I'm maintaining the Sunken Citadel. Absolutely. The second one is green. I don't have anything that needs red. Sometimes maybe they would take out the green Sunken, leave me with the red, and in some weird twist of fate, I wouldn't have the 2 green for Castle Garenbrig. It didn't really matter at this point, just because I have a forest and Overgrown Tomb. I have the other 2 green sources if I lost my only green Sunken, but that's just a habit if I suspect land destruction. Doesn't seem too bad at the moment. This is Vaultborn. Let's draw into the big G. Ooh, well, that's not big G, but another Sunken might as well, and hopefully Vaultborn sticks around. Maybe they use 1 piece of removal on it, which wouldn't be... Oh my goodness, they're getting a Hullbreaker Horror is actually very problematic. Tends to do the trick. Okay. Well, they got that World Souls Rage coming in hot. I think. At some point. Imagine they will have something at instant speed. Hullbreaker. Oh, they're returning Vaultborn. That is rough, too. Oh, Spelunking. Okay, wait, this is not so good. Yeah, okay, maybe we're done for. Oh my goodness, okay. Yeah. Pretty explosive. Well, we're going to stop Golos. I think that's the main target. Hey, I'll play another Vaultborn and we'll see what happens. But that might be it. Oh boy. Atraxa tends to do the trick. We're not coming back from that. Don't have a Regisaur Alpha or a Palani's Hatcher to give haste to a potential Ghalta. Wasn't going to happen. But they did bounce the Leyline. They really didn't have a whole lot else to bounce. Maybe it's not what I think it is. It's just 5-color Golos ramp. Golos has to go though. Absolutely. Do they gain any bits of life? Would I want Tainted Remedy? Not so much. Do I want Damping Sphere? Perhaps. If they cast a spell and then they go with Golos, each spell that they play with him for free, well, it costs 1 more, and then it costs 2 more. Spelunking could go as well. I don't know. It's a whole lot of painful stuff, as you saw there. A Hullbreaker Horror, if that lands, oftentimes it is over. Whenever they cast a spell, they simply return a spell they don't control to its owner's hand. If I try to cast Carnage Tyrant, before it enters the battlefield, they just cast a spell, any spell, and they can simply send it back to my hand. I've used up the mana to try and cast it, and it's hard to power through that, to say the least. But I don't think it is what it is. I think we have to go as fast as possible, bring in the Huntmaster, and we'll be hunting for a win. Yikes. Watch him get a super early World Souls Rage, sinking 20, 25 mana, whatever it takes into it to kill me in 1 hit. Oh, yep, keep big time. That's going to be pretty much our best bet. I want to maintain... You know what? We don't really need Ziatora's Proving Ground. I want the Underground Mortuary just for the Surveil. We will get 2 on turn 2 with Stomping Ground here, which is quite nice indeed. You know what? We'll go with Underground Mortuary. It always enters tapped. I like seeing a Stomping Ground on top. We'll maintain that to maintain the land drops, and yeah, should be good. Again, they just focus on their own thing. They're going to run out. They're not going to be fast enough, I suspect. Hopefully it's not Spelunking this turn. Maybe they have a bit of land destruction. Beseju and okay. The good old Spelunking. It's a nice card. Definitely. Does the trick. Alright. Yeah, let's go with that. Sadly, I didn't have anything for 4 or 5 or 6, but Vaultborn Tyrant, I think, is going to help. They don't have Golos, no Atraxa, any of that. Oh, okay. Okie dokie. Folks, that might be it. Leyline of Sanctity probably coming in hot for a single... Oh, or not Leyline of Sanctity, Leyline Binding. I always get the ley lines messed up, and I always see Leyline Binding whenever I search it. Oh, they played their own Vaultborn. Okay. Yeah, you did a thing. And too little too late? Maybe, just maybe. Bing, bang, boom. I'm the one who dinos, bud. Get out of here. I hope. Exactly lethal. Yeah, that was out of nowhere. Watch it. Whew. All right, moving on to the next one. It was probably the most thrilling tonight or this morning for people who are already asleep as I record this. Hopefully you got some good rest, or you're having a good Friday, happy Friday, or Saturday, or Sunday. Yeah, love it, love it. Quitorius, though. Discover combo and 5-color Spelunking. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to call it. I'm pretty sure that is what it is. We didn't see Scape Shift at all to match up with the Spelunking. Scape Shift, lands you sacrifice, you search for an equal amount of lands and you put them onto the battlefield tapped. But Spelunking, they're put on untapped, and well, it can get out of control real quick. Yeah, we'll see. But that hand is lovely. 7 mana, but maybe not. Okay, Duress has to get rid of Sylvan Scrying, unfortunately, but then we still have a good package. A very, very nice package indeed. Okay. Keep Ziatora's Proving Ground. If I keep drawing a bunch of lands, maybe there is some scenario where I would want to cycle it, but that is not the case. And it might just be Rakdos Vampires. I think that is perhaps what's going to happen. It is. They don't have Sorin, which I must admit is quite nice indeed. If Marauding lives, we could get Tyrranax Rex if we get another land that enters untapped. I'm pretty sure they're going to have removal. The classics, Fatal Push, and Sheoldred's Edict, Go for the Throat. Any number of painful things are going to happen. Either they kill it, or maybe they cast Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Perhaps there's a bit of a dilemma with the opponent. Or they're looking to draw a card to get their land for the turn. Something like that. Hey, that's all right. Oh, what did I say? There we go. Well, it could have been that. Well, we'll go with Archdruid's Charm, put a Sunken out, and then if we draw a land untapped, maybe they just die. Once again, we'll find out. We're at a pretty healthy 18. We got Regisaur to give everybody haste, and it's now or never. The opponent is super flooded, so yeah. Ooh, where's the Vaultborn Tyrant when you need it? Oh, there's the Sorin. It's going to make us snoring when they still don't have the Vein Ripper. Okay, making me feel quite nice. Better watch out. No Thoughtseize, don't do it. Oh boy. Oh. Dress, thought. Okay, this is good. We'll just go Archdruid's Charm, we'll get another land, and I think we might be able to survive. It's our best bet. They certainly could have had Sheoldred's Edict, but we're about to find out. Oh boy. Now or never. So they got 5, 6, 7, 8 with the Mutavault. It's going to be close. So close. This is tense. I don't even know what to press. They're thinking long and hard about this one. Maybe they're stream sniping. I definitely don't think that's the case, but you never know. They have to be a little bit worried. I don't think it's quite it. It could be exactly lethal. I might have done the math wrong. 4, 7. Okay. Sorin to sacrifice Mutavault or somebody to deal 3 to take me down to 1. Okay. No. Let's see. Oh. What's it going to be? Oh boy. Oh. Another Sorin. Why did they have to think about that? My goodness, that is nonsense. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine to why it took them that long to figure it out. Or maybe they just drew the Sorin off the Preacher of the Schism. That could also be a possibility. Well, we got Leyline of Sanctity at the very least, and Sorin won't be able to target us. Vein Ripper can't target us, loses its ability. Thoughtseize, Duress, doing nothing. It shuts off a pretty big portion of this particular deck. But that's not Leyline. I don't even think I would keep it if Leyline wasn't in the mixture. Tempting. Slightly. Okay, that's gotta be it. Gotta be. We send Marauding and Tyrranax Rex to the bottom. Duress, Thoughtseize, can't get rid of anything. Watch. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, they're ready to kill stuff. Stuff I'm not playing. Eventually we will get to 7, which I'll take it. Lovely. Or it could just be turn 3, Vein Ripper. Oh, they're stumbling in the land department. This is not... I'll take it. Big time. Oh my goodness, Sylvan Scrying. Absolutely, I wasn't going to be playing anything this turn anyways, so now we're hoping to see Ghalta, the Vaultborn, any number of things. Ghalta would kill him. Archfiend of the Dross, well that's it's not Ghalta, but we'll play Tyrranax Rex at the very least and try and start to smack him. Hopefully they don't have Sheoldred's Edict. It's going to be a little bit problematic. At least we get one attack in. A little bit better of a clock with Tyrranax Rex. I could see Lilian of the Veil or Sheoldred's Edict. At the very least, they can't target Tyrranax Rex. They don't have enough extra mana to do so. Oh boy. I'm just quite surprised the opponent hasn't had any Duresses or Thoughtseizes yet. But I'll take it. I'll take any time that happens. Okay. Another Tyrranax Rex does the trick, I think. Let's do it. No Sheoldred's Edict. Go time. Ugh.
Yes.
They do. Eats chocolate. However, that's good mentioning that. But for anybody who doesn't know, if they have Splash Blue, I didn't see any blue, so I would probably expect it's not that particular win condition. Metamorphic Alteration, 1 in the blue enchantment. As it enters, you choose the creature you're targeting to become a copy of a creature they control. My creature becomes a copy of the Archfiend. It has no oil counters on it, so when it comes back around to my turn after they have played the Metamorphic Alteration, I just lose, because at the beginning of your upkeep, you remove an oil counter. If it has none, you lose the game. You're done. But it could be a possibility. They could get the sources of blue from the treasures, from the goblin that's attacking with Fable of the Mirror Breaker. But there you go. Mulligan a bunch, get the job done, get rid of everything that isn't a land. If you keep a hand with just lands, you know it is safe from discarding. So, I'm going to keep it. We got a Leyline. I got all the cards. I've got Sylvan. Hoping to draw into another land, which I would definitely expect. And yeah. I think we dodged a big bullet the previous game, not seeing those discard spells. So I'm pretty sure they were going to have it right now. Okay. But again, we'll see if it's the the Vein Ripper coming in hot. Okay. I don't need marauding. Nah, just a bit. Man, why can't I play Tyrranax Rex all the time? I keep saying that. I want to focus on seeing it and Vaultborn Tyrant a little bit more often. I do appreciate it. They tend to get the job done. Okay, good. Bing, bang, boom. We're rolling in it a bit. Definitely choosing Castle Garenbrig, hoping that we draw the Archdruid's Charm. We play Castle, we Archdruid, Sunken, and maybe we can stabilize, but it also might be too little too late. We're going to see the Vein Ripper, and it's got to happen. I'd be highly surprised if we didn't this entire match. It'd be extra wacky. Yeah, there's no comeback from that. We would have played Marauding Raptor possibly next turn, and either they would have killed it, but they would have just used Fabled and copied Vein Ripper and take a risk, and doesn't work. All right, we'll get him. We'll get revenge. Man, T-Rex does it. Maybe trimming Huntmaster. I think if I had to keep one, either Huntmaster or Marauding Raptor, it would definitely be Marauding Raptor. It has the potential to just get absolutely massive, pinging all the dinosaurs that Ghalta Stampede Tyrant has put on the battlefield. The opponent, though, has taken a mulligan, and nah, I'm going to do it too. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to do it again. I would have kept that opening hand if it had an Archdruid's or a Sylvan Scrying, and maybe a Castle Garenbrig or a Sunken Citadel. Okay, it's going downhill, just like my chances.
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Right. In case it's something that's black, well, keep a hand with just lands, resilient to the discard of this opponent. Well, okay, sometimes you just draw a Castle Garenbrig and all of a sudden everything is looking very good. Very, very good. Oh, and the Vaultborn too. Hey, you never know. You just never know. Although the question is, what is this deck? Vehicles is something. I don't know if this is the first time I've seen Mech Hanger from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty focusing on pilots or vehicles. I'm sure I've seen it once or twice before, but yeah, interesting. We'll see what they do. It doesn't seem like the most aggressive variation in the world, but hey, sometimes you top deck a Sylvan Scrying and you search for a Sunken, and that's your land for the turn, and all of a sudden, turn 4, Vaultborn, everything was going bad, mulligan, poof. There you go. Changing the tides and hopefully buying a decent bit of time with the Vaultborn there. I mean, they're not into black, I wouldn't imagine. It does seem it's Selesnya vehicles. I don't know. A lot of interesting decks. Some, classic favorites. Rakdos Vampires being one of them. Esika's Chariot. Okay. Selesnya vehicles it is. Is Vaultborn Tyrant enough to stabilize? That is the question, of course. I think it could be. Nothing's big enough that it would trade with it, but we'll see. No more lands, which is crazy. I mean, I would have wished I would have kept some creatures, but you never know what you never know what you're going to draw. Tyrranax Rex is lovely stuff. Yeah, we'll smack them. At the very least, they wouldn't be attacking with anything super big. Smuggler's Copter for sure is going to likely be hitting us because it has flying, so... Oh, well, that's not too bad either. Gain more life, draw a card, and boom. I'll take it. Ghalta, let's go. Gotta be coming up. Oh boy. At the very least, we deter some aggression from the opponent, and sometimes that's all it takes. Stabilize, scare them away, get the job done. Probably going to add Ripjaw Raptor. It seems like a pretty aggressive deck. Bring in the thumbnail's sake at least once tonight in a particular match, and yeah, that would be lovely, I think. Okay. Question becomes, do I want multiple bodies with Palani's Hatcher? Well, maybe. You know what, let's go with Palani's Hatcher. I don't think they have too much removal, focusing mainly on their creatures and the vehicles. Palani's Hatcher, making those 2 eggs, hatching one of them into a 3/3, just makes me feel a little bit safer. Too bad I don't have a source of red. Could have been nice to play Marauding Raptor after Palani's Hatcher, just because if Marauding Raptor isn't out, it won't ping those eggs. You just play it after, the eggs are safe, and oh boy. There's no reason to attack with the eggs. That just doesn't make sense. Hold back the Vaultborn Tyrant. I want to preserve it as much as possible to get the card draw, the life gain, get to you-know-who. Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. I can feel it. It's coming up. Sometime soon. We're almost a quarter of the way through. Either I draw Ghalta or I get an Archdruid's Charm, which would get Ghalta. I could go Archdruid's Charm plus Marauding Raptor if it makes sense to do so. So there's a very good chance we're going to see the new OG, the new G. Oh, looks like they might want to kill something. I imagine they have a little bit of removal sprinkled in there. They must. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Okay. Extraction Specialist is something as the Teething Wormlet with Death Touch. That's not so fun. Has Death Touch as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. If this is the first time this ability has resolved this turn, put a 1/1 counter on Teething Wormlet. Okay, it could get bigger. It has Death Touch. Lots to think about. That's okay. Not the end of the world. We're not dead yet. Let's not lose hope. Okay. I'll certainly save Palani's Hatcher. Maybe block the Surge Hacker mech next turn. It does have Menace. I would have to send 2 creatures towards it. Certainly if it didn't have Menace, I would use the Dinosaur Egg to chump it and not take 5. Ghalta, you can do it. Also, if I draw Ghalta, I would want to give it haste plus 2 Palani's Hatchers. Also, very intriguing too. But we'll get the maximum green from Castle Garenbrig. 3 lands, 6. Yeah, well, let's just go with Palani's. Bunch of creatures, bunch of blockers. Play it safe. They have a bunch out. I have a bunch out. I like it. And I also like playing Marauding. This could be good. Would I want to attack with everything? Well, I think it's a little bit too risky. Maybe both the cats would block both Palani's hatchers. Hit them for 9. Well, nah. Too risky. Too many things would take out my smaller stuff. Yeah, extraction specialist. Especially. We wait. If they were a little bit lower, perhaps it would make more sense. But the life gain from the extraction specialist, meaning they're technically at 25. And the death touch from the teething wormlet, although it can't block, so we have to keep that in mind for next turn at the very least. Yeah, this Marauding Raptor, it's not the end of the world if we get you-know-who. Ghalta. You can do it. Hopefully they tap a bunch of their vehicles. I think they'll still want to be a little bit aggressive, at least with the Smuggler's Copter, just because it has that flying, and the teething wormlet it can't block, so it does make sense to be the thing that crews the copter. Oh, excuse me. My goodness, I should have made another cup of coffee. Maybe an entire pot tonight. Ghalta. Oh, that's not Ghalta. Well, Tyrranax Rex it is. Where are you? Do I want to attack with Tyrranax Rex? Entice the opponent to block with a bunch of creatures? Let's see what happens. I think we could take out a few things here. It wouldn't be so bad to take out the Surge Hacker mech. It is a pretty decently sized creature, and with Menace, I don't feel too bad about this. Alright. And we connected. That is a very important thing. 1 damage got through. They gained 3 life with the extraction specialist, but as long as I dealt 1 damage, they got the first 4 poison counters. Fine by me. Sky Sovereign is a little bit rough, losing Palani's Hatcher. At the very least, it doesn't have haste, but we pretty much need Ghalta next turn to have any sort of chance. Oh boy. It's getting away from us. Watch it be another land. I bet it's probably going to be. If I draw Archdruid's Charm, I could search for Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant and play it in the same turn. I could tap 2 forests plus the Stomping Ground for the 3 green that I need. Play the Stomping Ground I have in hand. Still be able to make the 8 needed for Ghalta, which is just nuts. Speaking of nuts, that will do it, unfortunately, for this game. But we haven't lost the match. We'll still stay positive, as positive as you can in these sort of situations. Search for Underground Mortuary. At the very least, we surveil, we see what's on top, and Maybe send it to the bottom. There you go. No land. Oh, well, I mean, I guess, again, like I mentioned, technically that is Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant. I'm certain it's going to be too little too late. 5, 6 blockers. Oh, what am I thinking? It's been a while since I've faced the Sky Sovereign console flagship. It has flying. Boom, that's the 6 damage needed to finish me off. For the longest time it was Gruul vehicles. Yeah, for anybody that remembers that deck, it's not very common anymore. It's all been replaced pretty much completely by the Gruul slick shot, aggro stuff. Creatures that cost 1 and 2 get bigger with various spells, but a decently aggressive deck, I think, calls for Ripjaw. Switch out Vaultborn Tyrant. The opponent really didn't have a whole lot of interaction, so seems pretty straightforward there. I may want more card draw, so I may appreciate what Ripjaw is going to provide. But I must say, if we had the Railway Brawler, it does have reach. That might have saved us a little bit. Oh, that's a bad one. It's getting better a bit. And then it got worse, and not much better. But we have to keep a hand at some point here. That might end up being it's just rough. 1 land, no land, no land, 1 land. Ouch. Ouch. Come on, land. You can do it. Let's go. Get him. We got the land. Definitely choosing Dinosaurs. No question about it. Castle Garenbrig. We still can't play Huntmaster, which is a little bit of a sore point. I think I do want to up the sources of red now that I have both of those early red creatures back in. I have been caught out a couple times here, not having the early source of red. I can't play Huntmaster or Marauding when it would have been advantageous to do so. We'll see. I still haven't faced a Malia Explorer combo. I've got the Tainted Remedy ready and waiting, and just nothing. Okay. Oh. That Sunken Citadel. That's very good. That's very good. If the opponent isn't too quick, they might just die. We go Castle Garenbrig next turn. We will have 3 green Archdruids, the other Sunken, and all of a sudden we can play Ghalta. We don't have any other big creatures to put onto the battlefield, but you have to imagine that's probably coming up. I bet. Maybe. That's pretty good. Playing Yashar. Well, I don't have any creatures out. They may not have figured, oh, they're not going to play anything with haste. I don't have to worry about holding Yasharn back to maybe block, so they can easily use it for Seraphic Steed to saddle it, not crew it. It is very similar to vehicles, but this big giant elemental boar is riding an angelic unicorn. It would have to be a magical creature just to do all of that. Yasharn is definitely bigger than this unicorn. That's for sure. Pretty sure that's it. Well, we'll see. Okay, yeah, that tends to do the trick. Briarbridge Tracker. Gonna saddle the Seraphic Steed and then we're donezo. Nothing you can do about it. Oh. One more? I think we can do one more. Let's do one more. Try and end on a positive nightcap. Get him. Hopefully see Ripjaw Raptor. My goodness, I can't believe I'm wanting to see an aggressive deck to bring Ripjaw in, make him say, hey, what am I going to do about that? I can't attack into Ripjaw. They might be able to because they have some pumping spells. That's for sure. But at the very least, it's going to be good. More draws. The more the merrier. Eventually. Good. Not good, but hey, it can't get worse. It can't get worse than no lands. You gotta say, there's only up from here. I'll take it. We'll send Ghalta to the bottom. You don't always need to, but multiple Ghaltas can be quite nice, I must say. First one's put out, you draw some. Okay, well, we're losing a Huntmaster. We're losing nothing. Yeah. Oh, shucks. You paid 1 black to reveal my hand. I have no non-creature, non-land card, so yeah. There you go. Oh, boo. I feel so bad. Maybe it's mono black waste not. It would be nice to get him once again. Oh, do you have another duress? That'd be quite hilarious. It's not that hard. You play your land if you have a land. Rakdos aggro, something like that, perhaps. It's definitely not Rakdos Vampires. Smuggler's Copter, I don't think is used at all in that particular list. So we're looking at a more mid-rangey sort of matchup. A bunch of non-vampire creatures, I would suspect. Or maybe the vampire's opponent just wanted to sprinkle in the Smuggler's Copters. It is pretty neat though. Mutavault, making it into a creature, even though it can't attack, to crew the Smuggler's Copter. Slick. Quite slick. Fatal Push, perhaps. Not doing too much. It's not like Huntmaster is going to power out. It's okay. Well, that does change things a little bit. We'll try and tickle them. See what they have. We could play Vaultborn next turn. Archdruids to put a Sunken out. They don't have a Fatal Push. If they did, I'm almost certain they would have. Shieldred is a little bit rough, but Vaultborn Tyrant is just gonna stabilize everything. Huntmaster getting Vaultborn out and giving it haste next turn, if it makes sense to do so. It might. I think I might do that. Thunderwolf, how's it? Well, tonight's been a little bit more on the rough side. Ripjaw Raptor, haven't really seen it too much, just mainly because it's in the sideboard. I haven't really brought it in much yet, but I'll keep using it for the next couple days, and well, we'll see how she goes. However, if I draw a land that enters untapped, they will die. Because I'm able to make 6. I get a land that enters untapped, I can make 7, which Ghalta Stampede Tyrant is reduced to. Land untapped. That's not a land untapped. Do I like double? Well, no, I like Vaultborn. Get the card draw, maybe, hopefully. You know what? I'm not going to smack them. We make sure that, well, maybe they use removal, or they think I wouldn't want to block Vaultborn and Shieldred, so I like this. I like this quite a bit. They may only attack with a Smuggler's Copter, which would also be not the worst thing ever. Oh boy. But yeah, definitely Thunderwolf. Excited to see Ripjaw once again. It had collected a lot of dust, I must say. Took a long time to clean it off, scrub it down, send it to the dry cleaners. Are they going to attack with Shieldred is the question. Boom, yeah. Speaking of boom. They may have just goofed up. They might be thinking they can fail to push the token copy that is made of Vaultborn, but it still has a mana value of 7, and they can't do that. I have to imagine that's what they're envisioning with that black from Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Which means if that's the case, well, the Fatal Push will fizzle, or they're going to realize, ooh, a PSVR2, oh my goodness, Scorpion, that sounds pretty good. VR just in general is coming along in leaps and bounds. It's going to be crazy pretty soon, but within a few years, I imagine. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Perhaps not quite there for a lot of people, but yeah. The opponent may have sealed their fate if they have no Fatal Push. I'm just happy to see Shieldred go away. That is good too. That is good. You want to make it cross-compatible, usable on all kinds of different systems, and people will just buy it all that much more. 4K per eye. That's got to be getting good. Good enough, I would imagine, for most people. Okay. Well, we gotta land, folks. It's coming along. Let's just play Carnage Tyrant. We're gonna get Vaultborn or Ghalta next turn. It's exciting. It's exciting. Definitely the price. Anything new, it's rough. It's rough. It's always going to be pricey. I might as well smack him. Again, we might be losing Huntmaster to that Fatal Push, but no, they would have used it the previous turn if they had it. Will they be able to deal 16 to me next turn? I don't think so. I'm not going to be blocking with Vaultborn. Somebody big, somebody with Death Touch, if that was the case, because it is the token copy. I want to keep it around for what might be happening coming up here. Gran Turismo in VR. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you have a good setup there with the racing wheel, maybe some force feedback and all that stuff. I see some pretty crazy setups that people have. Entire seats moving, and it's basically like the real thing. I hear F1 drivers and race car drivers in general kind of practice on it because it has become so realistic. One day, Magic the Gathering will probably have some VR thing, holographic, everything is animated. Maybe it doesn't make sense to do so. It is just a card game, and it's not like you need idle animations. Things just sit there as you wait, as we are waiting right now. There's not, definitely as much of a reason to do it for a game like this, I think. Commander in VR, anything to help VR be even more accessible, I think people would appreciate. The setup, the space. It's always up. Okay, so they do have the Vein Ripper. Fortunately, it's too little too late. They're dead. It is good that we confirmed that they have the Vein Ripper, though. Doesn't mean I want to bring in Leyline of Sanctity. Well, that's... we'll think about it. Once they concede. Probably. I bet. Oh boy. Oh man. It's like it was meant to be. It was meant to be. Alright, well. The best of luck to you. A creature died, it's fine. We're gonna get him. Definitely gonna get him. Yeah, let's put in some more Palani's Hatchers. Get some more card draw. I've been waiting for this for a long time. You know what?
Ruthless aggression.
Oh shoot, I lost 2 life and I'm down to 25. Oh, I lost another 2. It's not a May clause, which is sometimes painful. If I'm down to 2 or 4, I still have to sacrifice the egg with a Vein Ripper out, and sometimes that life loss from Palani's Hatcher, from losing the egg, could mean I die. It's happened before in the past. Yeah, no Great Henge at the moment. Yeah. I do love the life gain, the counters, the card draw, but sometimes it just didn't do much. I'd play it highly reduced. I wouldn't have a creature to follow up. The next turn I would draw a land or Archdruids or Sylvan Scrying. I'd play it and it would be rough. It wouldn't have quite as much of an impact as I would hope for. But definitely Leyline, 100% Trim Huntmaster, and yeah, pretty straightforward. Hopefully I don't have to mulligan too aggressively to get a good hand that also includes Leyline of Sanctity. Oh, absolutely though. We get an early Carnage Tyrant, and with my updated list with Marauding Raptor, maybe sticking a big Dinosaur even earlier than I already have. Think about the Great Henge more, but I think the Great Henge really shines in a deck with perhaps a Mana Dork. You play Llanowar Elves on turn 1, Pugnacious Hammerskull, which is 6 power, on turn 2, reducing the Great Henge to 3, I think it is. But you can play the Great Henge on turn 3, tap it for 2 green, play a creature, and you're off to the races. Roxanne, absolutely Scorpion. I gotta try it. One of these days. There's so much I have to try. A little bit more Brawl, free to play, Heaven if you're watching. Hatch to Devour Dinos. Nah. Restart from a new account. But we won't be restarting this hand. It's definitely doable, to say the least. Oh. No duress. No Thoughtseize. Surprise.
It's a trap.
Gotcha. Roxanne Dinos. Yeah, I like the sounds of that. Has a good ring. Now we just hope it's not turn 3 Sorin Imperia's Bloodlord. Oh. Yeah, let's get Marauding Raptor. Get it down. Not that I needed it. No Sorin. Sorin would make us snoring. But also just holding back Marauding Raptor could have been okay. Or we draw out Sheoldred's Edict, which could also be very, very good. Oh boy. I like the looks of that. Sprinkle in an Archdruid's Charm. Or a Sylvan Scrying. Or a Sunken Citadel. It's okay, well, it's a good old Ripper. Maybe not. They don't have the Vein Ripper. They don't even have a big vampire in their hand. They would have -3, I think. Maybe we're going to get him. Sometimes I have wondered. I did try the Arid Archway, the new desert from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Taps for 2 colorless. Enters tapped. When it enters, you bounce a land. Could be something. Wasn't really feeling it though. Not too much. Not like it was necessary to the overall plan. Would be necessary if we got something. Where's that Archdruids? Coming up. Archdruids, Sylvan Scrying, or Sunken. 1 of 12 things. You gotta say, is a pretty good chance of that coming up next turn, or the turn after, or just something to get Carnage Tyrant down. We have drawn out a Sheoldred's Edict a couple turns ago on the Maraud. Okay. We'll be blocking the Blood Tithe Harvester, the biggest thing. Oh, and the Fable. Okay, well, that might be it. Yeah. But that is it. I don't know. You would reasonably expect there's a good chance to see 1 of 12 things, and we did not see 1 of 12 things. I mean, I haven't really used it. It's to help against the Amalia matchup. Selesnya, Angels, anything that gains life. And I just haven't faced any decks to bring it in against. Amalia just feels so incredibly painful. That was the inspiration for Tainted Remedy, and I was kind of facing a couple of them. Again, for the most part, Explorer just is so wide and varied. You never know what you're going to get. I just wanted pretty much the best thing against those decks, and I certainly could trim it. Absolutely. It would help a little bit with the lifelink from Sorin. They would never likely give anybody lifelink, that sort of thing. Yeah. And it would also cause drain from Vein Ripper. We would lose 2 life, but they would also lose 2 life, because they would have gained 2 if Tainted Remedy was out. So maybe in some weird way Tainted Remedy could be the thing I bring in instead of Leyline of Sanctity. That's a real possibility. I want to pressure him with Marauding. I want to trade with the Blood Tithe. I don't usually want to have 2 Maraudings out. The opponent thinks I want to, perhaps, and maybe they have some removal as well, which would also be bad, but the Blood Tithe, nah, it's gone. Boom. But having 2 Maraudings, 4 damage total for each creature that enters the battlefield, which no creatures are entering at the moment. Yeah, Amalia is devastating. Cindermaw is nice. Absolutely Scorpion. And also, for anybody that isn't aware, Giant Cindermaw is a 4/3. 4 power to synergize a little bit with Vaultborn. We turn off the life gain from Vaultborn, but at the very least, it triggers... Okay, it triggers the card draw. I just don't like how they can remove it easily, and they're going to remove it 100%. It's not sticking around too long, which is rough. That's why I like Tainted Remedy being an enchantment. It's a little bit more resilient to some of their removal, but they could also bring in Pick Your Poison from their sideboard, which they would likely have Pick Your Poison just because the vampires matchup like we're facing right now. But it would definitely bring it in if we brought in Tainted Remedy. So there's a lot to consider. A lot. Haywire. Oh, really? They probably have the one copy of Haywire Might. It is right. Either collected company or they just, boom, instant speed. Well, let's see what we get. But Court of Calling. Searching for the Haywire Might at instant speed. Putting it out. Getting rid of Tainted Remedy. And that will get rid of our chances. That's, sometimes you don't draw lands, or you don't draw something that costs 2, which would get you Castle Garenbrig, and you would play it, and you would get 3 green, and you would go Archdruids to search and put a Sunken out, and all of a sudden you're looking good. Well, that's alright by me. Alright. Good luck, Scorpion. Anybody else watching right now, later on, we'll leave it there. And yes, have a good night. Thunderwolf, JDX. Who else was watching? Eats Chocolate, Solar Updraft. Yes, peace and good luck, whatever deck you're playing. See you later.